Hello, welcome students. So again today we have came back to our lecture session, and today we'll discuss about the Linux shell programming, and this is a topic under Linux administration. Now so far we have familiarized ourselves with the Unix operating system, its commands and its means of handling data. Now, till now what we have discussed mainly depend upon some comments. Next on we will start our some discussions about shell programming or shell scripting. Now, what do you actually understand by shell script? Uh, First of all, we can forward to the shell programming on the basis of the knowledge of commands till now we have achieved, we have gained so far, and what we did up till now, what we have done, that is like studying the alphabet towards learning the programming language. Now we have seen that the Unix commands are executed when they are typed in at the shell prompt. So when you type the shell prompt, the Unix command are executing, and those Unix command generally we use in our command prompt to perform different tasks. Now a shell program, first here is a question will come that what is a shell program. So we can say that a shell program is nothing but a series of such commands. So the commands we have used, the shell program is nothing but those series of command will write in a file. Instead of specifying one single job at a time, you can say instead of specifying a single job at a time, that means whenever we are doing the commands, at that time we give only one single, when we give the command, and then we give a single command to perform a single task. Now instead of doing that, that is specifying only one specific job at a time, we can give the shell commands a to-do list program, that is one after another a series of tasks that can be done, and that carries out an entire procedure. Such programs are known as shell script. So actually what is shell script? Shell script is the series of command, if we concatenate following some rules under a single file, that is can consider as the shell script. Now the shell script offers many flexibility for our programs, for writing the programs and our computing powers. So we can use the shell scripts to do a lot of programming. And now it again provide us a better power to write a program or to implement a program by combining the collective power of various commands and the versatility of programming language. So we will gradually look after what the shell programming is and what the specific topics. Hello. sorry. So now let us again remember what is shell understand for. The Unix shell is an interface between the user and the operating system itself, and uh, this is the one of the major components of the Unix operating system. And the shell also incorporates a powerful programming language that enables the user to exploit the full power and facility of the Unix. Now, the shell programming language incorporates most of the features that most modern day programming languages offer. What are those? So, like that, you can apply logic here. You can apply different type of conditional capacity and different type of repetitive task capacity, like repetitive job you can say, you can use here. And the shell programming language incorporates most of the features that most modern day programming language offer. If we want to give the example, it has both local and global variables, and it also has control instructions, functions, etc. So if you already know a programming language, then you will find many familiar concepts in shell programming. If we are to execute a shell program, we don't need a separate compiler. So there is an important thing can notice that if we want to execute a shell program, generally other programs also sometimes we want to execute. So in those cases, a particular separate different type of compiler or interpreter in some cases we need. But in case of shell programming, if we want to apply, we do not need any kind of separate compiler. Without any separate compiler, we can do our task. If we are to execute a shell program, we don't need a separate compiler. The shell itself interprets the command in the shell program and executes them. So what is happening? The shell itself interprets the commands in the shell program and then execute those commands. And here another one thing is important, that is, since a shell script contains a variety of valid Unix commands, so this and the rest of the portions in this further discussion or next discussions, we would put to test our knowledge of all the diverse Unix command that we have dealt with so far. And in this way, while writing the shell program, what will happen? When you write the shell program, we will use those commands what already we have exercised in some cases, but in a slightly different way. What we will do, instead of using them to perform an isolated task, we will combine them effectively uh, using the shell programming language to perform the complex task. Now, shell programming is so powerful generally that several tasks like system shutdown, checking how much disk space is available, etc., are carried out by Unix. All these things it can carry out. Actually, those are the shell script written within the Unix. And again, the commands like you can say shutdown or df space command for checking the disk free space you already know. So these type of commands also are nothing but the shell script. And uh, incidentally, it is one thing you have to mention that there are at least 280 shell script that come with the Unix operating system. So what are those shell scripts? Those shell scripts are system generated shell script which already comes bundled with the Unix operating system. And beside that, other shell script we or users can generate. So, okay, students, we are concluding here for this particular piece of lecture. We will further forward in the successive lectures. Thank you.